Hey everyone, Lex here with Alamo City Movie Talk, and today I'm giving you guys a review for the entire series as it's already out, or season, sorry, not the entire series, of My Adventures with Superman, which has premiered and aired in Adult Swim. It's also available on, I keep wanting to say HBO Max, but on Max the day after. And I'm really excited to bring you guys coverage on this show. I've absolutely been a fan of this show from the very first season. This is season 2. And it's just so exciting and refreshing to see what was already a strong season 1, in my opinion. But in season 2, they somehow managed to make it just as good or even better, some may argue. I have some arguments for that. I also have some arguments against not, but overall, it's just as a story, as a package, as a show so far, this is one of the best interpretations of my absolutely favorite superhero, which is Superman. Also in the title. I hope you guys saw season 1. I'm gonna cover, since this is a review of season 2, I am not gonna go like super spoilery, but I am going to cover just what I thought of the season as a whole. So the expectation is that you hopefully got a chance to review the entire season. However, there's still things I'm going to leave out so that if you haven't gotten into the show, maybe this will compel you to take it a look. And so we're really excited to bring you this coverage once again from Alamo City Movie Talk. I'm solo dolo here today. However, let's get started. My Adventures with Superman, Season 2, this is a synopsis. In the latest season, the three best friends face a host of new allies and threats. Powerful foes and family will emerge from Clark's mysterious past. Amanda Waller takes arms against Superman, as always. And as Lois grapples with the future, Jimmy spends an unbelievable amount of money, while Krypton's arrival will test the young hero's strength, loyalty, and love like never before. So that is the official synopsis for My Adventures with Superman Season 2. Oh man, the synopsis doesn't do it justice, and good. Like, there was a lot of surprise in here actually, that I'm glad that they left for the story and how it developed. If you watch season 1, or if you haven't yet, just know there is a after credit scene. I don't know if a lot of people caught that. We've known to expect it out of MCU content, but maybe not like Adult Swim DC animated show, right? But yeah, the last season kind of left a lingering hint of what's to come, and this season picks right back up. We continue to explore the dynamic between three best friends, and that being Clark, Lois, and Jimmy, which I absolutely loved in the first season, and to have them back and to still expand on their story, it's truly a joy to watch. The show still centers around the spirit of Superman, optimism, how he makes others around him better, and it truly, in this season particularly, it highlights how those around him also make him better. It almost kind of defines who he is rather than like the powers or the things that he can do. And man, there's some amazing narrative moments in season 2 that I absolutely loved, that really captures what it means to be Superman. And I already said I loved season 1. I'll just tell you right off the bat, guys, I loved season 2. I really did. I had some problems going in. I was a little scared about some stuff. Like, in the first part, there's an arc throughout the entire season. Clark and Lois's relationship and the dynamic. It's always something that I really loved. I really loved where it ended at in season 1. They're tested in season 2 naturally, all relationships that happens. But there was a point where, like, the character of Lois, who I really love and who I actually defended against some criticism in season 1, criticism from trolls, not so much any real substance behind it. Everyone has preferences, of course, but there was some criticism in season 1. I don't even want to get too much into it. As a character, I really liked her, but then there was some plot points that and the way that she reacted to certain plot points, that it started crossing the line of like me being annoyed at Lois, and that's gonna happen. But I like some of them, just I felt like they weren't doing justice to her character and who she was in season one. So I was getting a little worried of like, where is this going? What direction are they wanting us to go? And like, I hope they don't take it too far where it kind of does disservice to the character, but it doesn't. It really tested some relationships and dynamics of between characters that I guess is just similar to day-to-day life, right? Like, we all experience things and decisions and family dynamics and everything in our daily life. You know, it compounds into hard problems, and I think maybe that's why the show did that. But once again, I got scared for a moment that that's all the show was going to be for this season, and also like that it would take it as far as to do disservice to some of the characters. I'm happy to report that's not the case. So all in all, like, I feel like the first third of the series of the I keep saying series, but of the season was probably its weakest point. As it ramped up, it was building to stuff that really matters. So don't get me wrong, as a collective, like, it was amazing, and I understand why. I actually want to rewatch it almost immediately, but I'll be happy to report that the show finds really strong footing right about the middle, which for a 10 episode season, and each of the episodes being 20 minutes, that's not too much of an investment to really be dived into the story. Now, I'm not saying you're not going to get interested in the first half. I'm just saying that is where it becomes really strong. And season 2 did something that I think addressed a issue that season 1 had, at least for some people. I was able to look past it because everything was still so enjoyable. But season 1, a lot of the episodes were introducing you to a rogues gallery of Superman, that some of them are they're classic rogues gallery. They obviously got a modernized take based on the world that they're trying to build here, but it was very like villain of the week style, and that can only go so far. I'm a big Smallville fan, and I'll just say, like, Smallville ran into that problem a couple of times because there was a villain of the week, and then in the background or towards certain episodes, like, it would focus down on this overarching story. On a show format of 20 minutes, like, yeah, if you do that a little bit too much, you're gonna run into problems, I think. Season 2 didn't do that. They continued building on what they did in season 1 in a way where they also didn't have to do that for you again, like villain of the week. This season is actually much more centralized around one specific storyline, which I really like how they unfolded, and they took their time really diving into some of these characters. I'll say it, I know I said I would stay spoiler free, however, it's in the promo art, and I usually don't like using that as like, hey, I'm gonna shove this in your face, but it's crucial and it's important to talk about. But Supergirl is in season 2. I'm not gonna say exactly the in and out of how she comes about in the show, but she is a welcome addition. She often in Superman stories, like, Supergirl adds an important dilemma for Clark and Superman. He once had to accept the fact that he's by himself and Earth is his people, and those are the people that he loves, and it doesn't necessarily mean that he's alone. But at the same time, like, he continues to face the question of, do I belong? Can I live a normal life? Can I do this? Can I do that? And Kara normally introduces a level of, obviously a bond in his life. But what they did here is they truly went for a unique take on the Kara character, and that's Kara Sorrell, or Supergirl, like I said. And part of it was really interesting to me at first. Very unique take, and I wasn't sure how I was going to feel about it. At the end of the season, absolutely. Like, I love that they went in this direction. It kind of, it's the fingerprint to how they want to do things, how they want to introduce these characters. And one other thing I'll say, not just pertaining to her character, but throughout the whole season, there's obviously a continuous love and tribute to anime in its animation format. The way it tells stories, the way some scenes happen. Like, there's a lot of tribute being paid to, obviously, the inspiration, which is anime. The showrunners clearly know what they're doing. They love Superman as a character. They understand him, more importantly. And I'm so excited for what they're going to do next. It already got renewed for season 3. So that's exciting. I think they have a panel at San Diego Comic-Con, so be sure to check that out. I'm hoping, since the season just ended, I don't think it's going to be like, hey, here's a trailer. But I do imagine that they at least have a concept going already, where maybe season 3 is going to shortly be in production. So I'm really stoked. Season 2 had a really nice ending, all in all. Like, I've seen people say, like, hey, I'm really glad there's a season 3, but honestly, if they had left it there, I'd be happy. And yeah, I mean, you guys let us know in the comments, what you thought. If you have seen the full season, do you feel the same way? Do you feel that, hey, if they ended it here, I'd be completely happy? Obviously, for me as a Superman fan, I just gotta see more. There's a lot that they can continue to do with not only characters that are introduced, but the characters that they continuously invest time in, which I think is great. Special shout out to some performances. Don't want to run this too long, but Jack Quaid continues to kill it. I know he's known for his role in the Boys as Huey, and granted, that character is not like a Clark Kent or Superman, maybe some of the dorkiness of Clark, but he continues to kill it as Clark Kent and Superman. Once again, one of my favorite takes on the character. I'm not even saying animated. I'm saying on the character in general. Like, this is including comics and just in any media. They truly get the character. Once again, the showrunners. But Jack Quaid is doing something special here, where he continues to have this way to impose authority when he needs to, softness when he needs to, empathy, all of those things that you can hear across his voice. I think he was made for this role. He's absolutely killing it, and I'm really excited that this was also, as the show title says, but this season continues to really center around Clark and Superman, but also like have a great cast of I don't even want to call them side characters, because they're also their main characters in itself. But also, shout out to Lois Lane, still one of my favorite, played by Alicia Lee, one of my favorite takes on the Lois Lane character. One of the best romance interpretations between the two. I love the fact that, like, Lois loves Clark, not so much, like, Lois fell in love with Clark and was obviously attracted to Clark more than, like, the Superman character. I really love that. That's one of my favorite decisions that they made on this show, and I love it also when the comic books do that. Jimmy Olsen by Ishmael Shahid keeps killing it. Super funny. Season 1, I felt a little not indifferent. I love Jimmy, but at first I got an impression that, he's just going to be this character, a lot of third wheeling and stuff like that. But no, and watch season 1 review, because I don't want to give the impression that that's my lasting impression. Those were some of my initial thoughts when I was watching season 1. That absolutely changed by the end. And here they continue to do his character justice, not at all feeling like a third wheeler. And they're truly 3 best friends, and I absolutely love that. And then newcomer Kiana Madeira as Kara Sorrell, Supergirl. I think she did a great job. She plays a nice counterpart to Superman and Clark Kent. It's a different origin story, so I think that she did a great job for the story that they decided to do, because it's a character that's very conflicted, and I believe like Kiana was able to convey that. And yeah, guys, I mean, there's obviously a lot more to say. I'll tell you guys, like, my favorite episodes for the series, the whole series, as well as for the season, were probably the last 3. The last 3 were really strong. There were some moments that I really loved there, and I teared up by the end. I'm not afraid to admit it. I know Ryan, he loves talking about just, pulling the emotional strings and making sure that a story has the ability to do that when needed. These guys absolutely know how to do it. At least for me. Maybe you'll tell me in the comment is like, hey Lex, you're crazy. There's nothing in here that made me cry. But no, it's just beautiful moments, beautiful decisions that were made in here. Truly captures the spirit of Superman. And I hope, other people, James Gunn, I know he's running the show, like, if his Superman can convey even just a portion of what they're doing here in animation, I'm going to be extremely happy as a Superman fan. But thank you so much, guys. That's going to be all. That's my review for Season 2. Like, share, and subscribe. Let us know what you think. Have you seen it? Are you planning to see it? Did I convince you? Thank you so much, guys. Have a great day.